Hello everyone, welcome to the 100 Days of Coding Challenge Day 20. My name is Josh and today we are going to learn about packages, modules and classes in Python, and we are going to learn the theory part of it. But don't worry, I have included few code snippets in it for better understanding. So let's move on to modules. Let's start with modules. Modules are basically the files. A module is simply a single file ending with a .py extension. It contains Python code, functions, variables, and classes. And the purpose of modules is to organize related code into a single file so it is easier to manage. You can think of a module as a chapter in a book. So I have an example next. Imagine you have a file named calculator.py. So this exact file is the module. Yes, I'm talking about the same files that when we open the Python IDLE shell, we click on file and new file. This exact file can be a module if we store a lot of functions and codes and all that and classes within it. So imagine this is your calculator.py file and you have two functions in it, add and subtract. And let's say this is some other file, or like you're coding somewhere and you want to use this .py file, which is this module. You will first have to import the module. So calculator.py, calculator is the name, so you will import calculator, and yes, import is a keyword. So after importing, you will use the function using the dot operator, like calculator dot add. This dot operator is helpful when we use functions of another module. So once we use this dot operator, we can use a function add, and we are adding 10 and 5, and then we are printing the result. We are storing this file, like the value a plus b is returned over here, which is stored in the result variable, and when we print result, the output is 15. So this is how modules in Python work. So now we'll be moving on to packages. Packages are basically the folder. A package is a directory or folder that contains multiple modules. And the requirement for Python to recognize a folder as a package, it is usually needing a special file inside it called the underscore underscore init underscore underscore .py. Though this is an optional in newer Python versions, it is a good practice for compatibility. So the purpose of packages is to organize a large number of modules into a hierarchical structure. So we can think of a package as an entire book containing many chapters or modules, or a library section containing an entire collection of books. So let's move on to the example. So over here, my AI library, this is a package which contains this. This is optional, and these are the main files. These are the modules. Training.py is one module, testing.py is another module. Now how do we use and package? So we use packages in our code. First we need to know that we import modules. Packages need to be, like, when we are importing modules, we need to tell Python that from where are we importing it, like from which package. So that is why we use from my AI library, the package name, and import and the module name training. And then we can use any function inside the training module. For example, over here I'm using the start model function in the training module, dot start model. So as I told initially, so start model is basically a function of the training module. So moving on to classes. Now classes are nothing but the blueprint of objects. So a class is a code template or a kind of blueprint which is used to create objects. It defines what data the object holds. It defines what attributes an object can have and what it can do. For example, the methods and the functions of the object. So yeah, class is known as the blueprint of objects. So the purpose of a class is to bundle data and functionality together. This is the core of the object-oriented programming. So you will be learning the OOPS principles later on. So classes and objects are the core things in the object-oriented programming. And yeah, you can think a class as a blueprint for a car. And the blueprint isn't the car itself, it tells you how to build one. The actual car you build is the object itself. So blueprint of a car is like, let's say car is a blueprint and the objects are, let's say Maruti Suzuki 800 or the Maruti Alto or the Swift Desire. So these all are the objects of the same class, which is car. Okay, so over here, as an example, I have the car class, which has attributes, which is speed, and also has methods and functions. Check speed is one of the method of the car class. And to use the class, like we are creating an object, the first object is car underscore a, which is a car object, and its speed is being set to 80, and this is car b, the second object of the car class, and its speed is being set to 20. And then we are checking the speed of the car, like check speed is a method of this car class. So basically, obviously that has to be applied to an object as well. So car a dot check speed, and this will check the speed of the car A, and car B dot check speed will check the speed of the car B. So over here I have already typed and run this code. So checking car A, the current speed is 80 kilometers per hour, which is what we expected. And checking car B, the current speed is 20 kilometers per hour, which is over here. So this is just a very basic example of class and objects. We'll be learning this in more detail in the object-oriented programming principles, which is a very core CS fundamental. And however, let me give you an overall idea how packages, modules, classes, and functions are related. So let's say that a package contains modules and modules contain classes and classes contain functions. And of course, objects are the one that are made using the class. Like class is a blueprint of objects. We'll be learning that later, how which is used. So yeah, this is a better diagram that is better for understanding, as data and functions are there within classes. Packages have modules, modules have classes, and classes have data and functions. So this is the structure of an entire package. So that's it for today's video. So if you like the video, press the like button, and thank you for watching.